During my research for my YouTube challenge, I stumbled across a video, a self-improvement video that was really good and insightful. And in this video, I'm gonna share it with you guys. We're gonna watch it together and I'm going to give my comments about why I think this video is so much better than a video I previously checked out on this channel. You guys can actually look at that. It was a video, a self-improvement video that really disturbed me, that really made me frustrated because it just offered nothing useful. But this one is different, so let's check it out. It is by Jay Shetty and it's titled Why You Can't Trust Everyone. 4 secrets that would change how you see people.
Has anyone ever broke your trust? 70% of
Yes, I feel like that's a yes, right?
adults say most people can't be trusted.
I feel like that's a false statistic. 70% of adults say that, people can't be trusted. That seems oddly high. Data must be cherry-picked from somewhere. I don't believe that, like, oh, if you ask someone a question, like a random question, and then they just give you an answer, most of the time I feel like someone's gonna be honest unless they have like a really strong reason to not be honest about it.
Average person lies 4 times.
Average person lies 4 times
Feeling 1,400
a day. I feel like they've got to be white lies. Either I've lived a really sheltered life or I just cannot detect lies because I feel like people don't lie that often, like unless it's a white lie.
lie about 6 times a day. Women lie 3 times a day on average. After watching this video, no one will be able to take advantage of you.
But that's interesting. Why do men lie more than women? If I were to guess, my gut instinct says pride. Like guys want to appear stronger and better than they are in reality. I don't know, maybe. I have no idea. I kind of want to check the sources, but I'm just going to assume that that's true somewhere in some cherry-picked data.
One of the biggest challenges with trust is that we live in a binary world. Think of trust as either I trust you, I believe everything you say,
That'd be ironic if like he's the one lying. Why you can't trust everyone.
or I don't agree with anything you say and I don't trust you at all. It feels like we're either all in or all out.
I agree with that.
Is that we often give people our trust very cheaply and very easily. I'm sure we've all experienced this. You meet someone and you like the way they look, and you think to yourself, even subconsciously, I think I trust this person.
Yeah, I agree with that statement as well. Like, I feel like I've met like really friendly people and I give my trust easily. Not even with friendly people, I give my trust usually to most everyone unless they break it. I don't start, I don't know why I do that. It's just a natural thing that I've done all my life. And I definitely feel like I paid the consequences for it.
Really smart, who just said things that sounded incredible, or they came off charismatic.
Very true, very true. When people sound smart, actually I feel like it depends. If they sound smart and logical at the same time, then I do feel like I trust them. If they sound like smart, but I have no idea what they're talking about, then I'm just like, I become more cautious actually.
We tend to give away trust, which should be earned and built over a long period of time. We give it away extremely quickly. I want to share with you a 4-step process in how trust is earned and built with.
I feel like he set up the premise very well. It's like when I watched this video the first time, I was just like, yes, this all relates and makes sense.
And with other people. Research shows that we decide whether we believe someone is trustworthy or not within just 30 seconds. And often what I find challenging about that stat is we're not reevaluating or reassessing it as often as we should be.
30 seconds, huh?
So the first time you meet someone, I want you to start at this level, neutral trust. It's not like you don't trust them, but you don't already trust them. You're also not allowing what's known in psychology as the halo effect to have its impact on you. The halo effect is when you find one trait or one quality attractive or admirable about someone, and you make that and project that onto all parts of them.
I definitely agree with that because when someone has a very strong attribute or feature or whatever, it feels very easy to trust them, especially if they're good at talking. I think that's like one of the #1 things that makes me trust someone easily is just like how they talk and what they're saying.
We make big assumptions over very little information. So when you meet someone, you want to start at a neutral level of trust.
I also like that he already shows that whole pyramid thing, and starting at neutral trust is something I need to practice more.
The next stage is what I call contractual trust. What you want to do here is you want to make sure that your trust works like a contract. If someone says they're going to be there at a certain time, do they show up? If someone says they're going to call, do they call?
I agree with this so much. This is one of my points in the 5 habits that have changed my life video that I made recently. And I said that following up is the habit, is what I called it. And it's basically this, contractual agreements and actually fulfilling them. But not necessarily that. It's also like, I guess, white lies that you tell as well. Like, don't tell white lies, actually make it true. So for instance, a contractual one is like, okay, yeah, let's call at this time, let's meet up at this time. It's very specific and it's very actionable. But in terms of what I said for following up, it's also like when you talk to someone and you say, okay, yeah, let's hang out sometime, and you actually make the effort to hang out. And then also when you tell them, look, I'm gonna check out this book, or I'm gonna check out your music or something, or your video, and then they end up not doing it. To me, that's also contractual. Like, I know people kind of just say that to say it, to make it seem like, oh, you know, we're creative people or something. I'm definitely gonna check out your work, and then they just never do. But I still feel like it's contractual. Like, whenever I say it to someone, I like make it a mission to actually do it. I met someone recently in Tokyo. It was a creative event, and I was like, yeah, I'll check out your video. And it was a week later that I did it, but I did it, and you know, I messaged him about it. I made a comment on the video as well, because I said I would check it out. It was actually a good video. This contractual element of it, I can understand it a lot, because I've seen so many people that don't follow up with this contractual obligation or agreement.
Do they live up to that basic level of contractual trust? Now, the reason why we don't like this is we want trust, especially in our romantic relationships, to feel attractive and incredible and have chemistry and have a spark.
I don't know. I don't feel that. I feel like if someone doesn't do what they say, even if it's in a romantic context, that's already a huge red flag.
But often in that pursuit, we miss out on recognizing whether someone can actually live up to their word, whether someone can actually show us that they follow what they say. And so this level of trust is probably the most
Exactly. Whatever Jay Shetty is saying, I'm just like, yes, you are so right.
important levels of trust. It applies in the workplace, it applies in dating, it applies absolutely everywhere. Allow yourself to not get carried away by your emotions and by that search for the spark, to recognize,
I just feel like what he's saying makes so much sense, like everything.
this person's consistent. Do I feel like they show up when they say they will? Do I feel like they say they are? That's what this level is all about.
He makes it so clear, like understanding the concept of contractual trust. And I feel like a lot of people are not even able to fulfill that level sometimes.
They reach a space in your life called reciprocal trust. This is when you do things for them and they do things for you, and now no one's keeping count. I'm sure you have long-term friends, long-term partners, people that you love in your life that you're not keeping score of.
Yeah, but the hard part about the whole like contractual trust thing is like, sometimes even if people don't follow up on what they say they're gonna do, they're not like always consistent and everything. At least for my personal experience, I still try to be friends with them. I still try to give them more chances to sort of fulfill that contractual trust later in the future. But I mean, you know, it's really up to you how you want to live your life. But I do think that like I need to take it more into account. I'm like, okay, this person clearly did not follow through with this. So I got to make sure that basically their trust score has lowered in my head, and I don't keep them at neutral. Instead, I lower it. I feel like there needs to be like a negative pyramid where it's going down.
Maybe you pay for dinner this time, maybe they'll pick it up next time. Maybe you're the one to plan your evening out this week, and maybe they'll make up for it next year. It isn't a pressurized, focused, measured approach anymore. It's a free-flowing approach. This is what makes relationships so meaningful and exciting.
Definitely. I mean, reciprocal, it just sounds like you're actually really friends. You know this person is gonna show up. You know this person has already done so many things for you that like you're willing to do so many things for them now because you've lost count of how many things you've done for each other.
But there's one more level, and that level is pure trust. We're all looking for this unconditional level of trust where we feel we could say to someone, I trust you with my entire life and entire being. I trust you with every detail, every secret about me. We want that. But often what we do is we start there. When we think we trust someone, we give away this level.
I feel like that's partially true. I feel like I did that when I was younger for sure, like coming out of college, but because of my experiences, I feel like I started to get lower, maybe towards like the contractual part. Like I would trust people to be like, oh yeah, you know, we set up a time and date. They said they would do that. I believe them. So I would just automatically believe everyone when they said something contractual. But then when they didn't do it, I'd be let down. But there were certain points where when I reconnected with certain people or met someone for the first time and we vibed super well that I felt like I just started at the top.
And then what ends up happening is that they show us they're actually at this level, or actually they're at this level or even below this level, and that's the amount of pain we feel. What I mean by that is if you put someone on a pedestal of level 4 and actually they're at a level 0, you're gonna feel the pain of what it feels like to fall down to that level.
Very
and often a
much
lot of
so.
people break our trust.
I agree. I have felt that fall.
Is because we gave away our trust too easily. So the next time you meet someone, or even if there is someone that you know right now that you want to build a relationship with, ask yourself, where do they actually sit here? And recognize, by the way, someone else can be looking at you in the same way.
I feel like, I know what he means, but like if you take what he said exactly, he said other people might be looking at you at the same way. To me, it means that they're looking at me with this pyramid view. I feel like most people are not going to do that. But this is such a good structure, like just neutral, contractual, reciprocal. I feel like pure, you know, it's a fun concept. But to me, reciprocal and pure is very similar, I'd say. neutral and contractual, and then the negative aspect of them. Also, I can see that in this structure, and I feel like it's very, very useful. So if this is something like I feel like I will actually implement in my life, it's like a concept that I can instantly see, like reshape my brain to sort of like think about like when I meet someone new or I want to build a friendship with someone. Oh, did they actually fulfill contractual trust? If not, then they got to go down. I really wish he had like a negative part of the pyramid. That would be interesting.
And there may be people that you're on a reciprocal level of trust with, where you know it doesn't need to get to that pure level of trust. I would like to remind everyone as well that that unconditional level of trust is so rare, it's so hard to find, and often putting that pressure on someone can weigh them down. For someone to live up to that can be extremely difficult. And so for around here, we found that sweet spot. Now that I've talked to you about the
I feel like reciprocal is the sweet spot for any friendship. I mean, like contractual is great, like when someone does exactly what they say and they're consistent, but reciprocal is like a true friend. I feel like until you get to reciprocal, they're just like, you can call them a friend, but like they're not like a true friend, a close friend, I guess.
levels of trust, I want to share with you the 4 different types of trust.
Okay, so let's actually pause the video and end it here because it does go on quite long, but I really feel like this video overall changed my perception, at least a little bit, of how I see friendships and trust. Mostly with new people I meet. I don't really see much of a difference with like my friends already, but because I'm out here in Tokyo and trying to meet like creative friends and everything like that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've met so many people, but a lot of people do not follow up on what they say they're actually gonna do. Like that is something that's actually new to me. So maybe it's because the timing of this video happened and then me also experiencing certain things. I was just like, this is such an insightful video. But you know, I felt other things in my life, like in the past that he talked about regarding trust that I relate to as well. But for the final part where it's just like competence, care, consistency, and character, it was great stuff as well. Like feel free to check it out. I'll leave the link down below for his video. But overall, I just felt like I wanted to share this video because it made an impact on me. And I really enjoy videos like these where they come up with like different frameworks. They have like this interesting perspective or angle for something we already sort of know in ourselves, compared to the past video where the moral of the story for how to remember everything is to just take notes and organize it, which is way too simple of advice and offered really nothing new. This was fun, this was good. And that ends my showcase of an example of a really good self-improvement video, as well as the previous one where we talked about a very bad self-improvement video. And the irony is that this video hardly has any views. I mean, it's new, but the other one has like close to 10 million views, which is insanity to me. But that's how it is. It's all about the title and the thumbnail, the clickbait, I guess. But this one delivered. This was legit bait. Like it delivered on changing the way I saw trust and at least like how I'm meeting new people. Anyways, the way we interact with people is something that I'm very interested in. So I'll be making a lot more videos just talking about my personal stories and experiences regarding that and my tips on it. This will probably be the last sort of like reaction video for a while, just because I feel like I'm not feeling super strong about it in any way. Like I feel like it's fun in some ways, but at the same time, I don't really feel that much of a spark from it. So we'll see. Maybe we'll try it again for like different type of content and see how we feel about that. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.